Hi everybody, welcome. Melissa here with the Creative Chatterbox. You can find me at www.thecreativechatterbox.com. If you like what you see here today, please like, share, subscribe, all of those fun things so I can continue to share these ideas with you. So a couple weeks ago, I shared with you how to take your page kits, your simple page kits, and bump them up a notch. This time I just want to take and show you how we can use our simple page kits and convert them into another stunning 2-page spread. So, would you guys like to join me? Have you used the page kits? They are absolutely stunning. So there are so many beautiful, beautiful page kits, but I want to take and show you here really quickly how we can take this Simple Life page kit number 5, which happened to be from May for Mother's Day, and how we can make this a Christmas layout using Christmas charm. So what I want to do here is I want to take this piece of paper and I am going to measure each one of these. So this is a 4-inch by a 4-inch. So I'm going to go over here to the instructions, and on the number 1, I'm going to write 4 inches by 4 inches. Then number 2, it's going to be 4 inches wide and 4 inches. So number 2 is 4 inches by 4 inches. So I'm just going to record everything over here on my instruction sheet. And this is a 4-inch by 2, and this is a 4-inch by 2. Hello, Carrie. How are you? Good to see you here. If you guys are here, say hey. Let me know you're here, where you're from. And then here we have a 4-inch by 6. So these are all 4 by 6s. So I'm just gonna write that here. But in order to recreate this layout, we're gonna need more than the pieces that we cut from here. We also need to know what the measurements are for the base. Okay, so here would be our base piece, and in the kit, it's printed like this, right? So it looks like it's layered. But if we recreate it, we would need to know what these measurements are. So there's 10 inches by 1 inch. So I'm going to mark this up here by that piece on here. So 10 by 1. It's going to make it the same for all 4 of these floral pieces. They're all going to be 10 by 1. So I'll just mark that. And then I need to know the yellow, what that is. So obviously the base is going to be 12 by 12, but the yellow is 11 inches by 9 inches. So then I'll mark that on here, 11 by 9 and 11 by 9. Now all of these pieces on here are all already measured, because that is what we have over here. And then if you want, you can then cut them from different papers into those different colors that it shows here. So on this sheet, you see it's different colors. So when you cut it out, you'll get the pieces that you want. But if we're doing this into a different collection, then we will just follow these measurements. So let's go ahead and use this page kit to create a Christmas themed layout. So I do want to show you, I have been creating, and I want to show you some of those that I have taken and redone in another collection. So here is the Simple Kit number 11, which is available right now, but it's hot. So you don't want to sleep on that one for too long. And I recreated this one with Wonderful Day. So just taking the measurements from there and then recreating it into another collection. So there is that one. I also did let me see if I can find it here, a Christmas one, and I did it using number 8, page kit number 8. So let me see here. I had it out, but you know what? Here it is. Things get lost in my piles. So here is the measurements that I used from Simple kit number 8. So this was the summer one from August, and then I just recreated it into another collection. Hi Cheryl, hi Christy, how are you guys? Thank you, Carrie. So I just want to show you then how we're going to do this one here. So you're going to need 2 pieces for the base, and I thought this one would be great if we used, this is called the Sparkles paper. So Creative Memories names all of their papers, and if you need to know what the names of them are, you can look at their digital content. So they all have names. And then on this one, where the yellow is there, those pieces are 11 by 9, and we want that to contrast or to pop off of this. So I thought we could use the red. So we're gonna need 2 pieces of it. Hello, Victoria from Minnesota. I moved actually to Colorado from Minnesota 2 years ago. I am born and raised Minnesotan, transplant now to Colorado. So this is going to be 10 inches, I'm sorry, 11 inches that we measured, 11 by 9, so there's 11. And then 9 inches. And I am cutting both of my pieces together, in case you were wondering. So I do have two pieces of paper together. All right, so now I'm going to take these and I'm going to adhere on here on my base. And so, let's see, I need to go the other way. There we go. Okay, so I have to look at this, and on here, there is these 1-inch strips at the top. So I need to make sure that I have room on the top and bottom for those 1-inch strips. And so I'm gonna go ahead and adhere this one. I mean, they create such beautiful spreads the way they are, but gosh, you guys, just imagine like how much more mileage you can get out of it. The other thing that I love to do is just, oh, I got a little repositionable on there. The other thing that I love to do is just take the main page kit number 5 that I just showed you and just add extra to it. So maybe place a border on here, a punched border, maybe mat the photos another layer than what they are, just adding some different elements to it. So I like to do that as well, and I did share that with you guys. So if you're curious about that, here on my YouTube channel, I have another video that I shared how to kick them up a notch. Okay. Victoria, you're asking, how do I like Colorado? I love Colorado, but I miss the people in Minnesota. I love the weather here. It's gorgeous. I know you guys have had a great fall this year too, but like not worrying about the snow on October 1st is sure nice. A lot more time is spent outside. Okay, so now I'm going to look at this, and I have those strips at the top, and they're 10 by 1. So I want to find a strip to put at the top and the bottom, and I thought that one would be great using this gold or yellow striped paper. Okay, so I'm going to just take this one, and they're 1-inch pieces, 10 by 1. So we're going to need a total of 4 of them. Last Saturday morning, my husband and I went for a hike with our dog, Flatirons, which is kind of boulderish area, and it was 41 degrees when we started, and it was beautiful. There's something about like 41 degrees in sunshine versus 41 degrees in gloom. So definitely, So now these have to be 10 inches. I'm just gonna put them on top of each other and cut 2 inches off. From all of them there together. So you guys, what I'm doing is I'm just one cut instead of 4 individual cuts. So that's going to save a little bit on our blade, the wear and tear that we have on our blade. Well, hello from Puerto Rico. Oh, you're so sweet. Thank you, Victoria. So now we're just going to go ahead and place these on the, oh, I cut them to 10. Oh yeah, that's right. It doesn't go as far. I got worried there for a minute. It was not as, and I need to make sure that I'm keeping all of my yellow stripes going the same direction. I worried for a minute I cut it wrong because it didn't go all the way to the end, but it's not supposed to. All right. So I'll just, again, making sure those angles are all going the same direction. All right, so now I have my base, and this would be the base that I showed you all using the kit. I'll show you here. So here, if I were using the kit, that would be the base, okay? It's all one piece, where this way we had to cut it to make this base. All right, now let's go ahead and cut some of our mats. So let's cut the blue pieces here first. So those pieces I think would be great if we did them in the green plaid, okay? Or the other thing you can do is possibly use a sheet of the dark green cardstock. Let's actually use this because the 2 plaids kind of clash a little bit. So what I want is 2 pieces that are 4 by 4 and 2 pieces that are 6 by 4. So we'll go 4 and 4. Okay, so I'm actually looking at this here, and you see here it's these 4 pieces. So those are number 1 and 2 here, and then 5 and 6 So that's how I know which ones or sizes that I need to cut. So we'll cut this one 4 by 6. Okay, so I'm just gonna kind of lay them out here so we kind of have an idea of what we're going to be working with. So that way now we can determine what other matte colors we want to go by. And we have 2 more 4 by 6. And I think because of what we've got happening here, we could do one of 2 things. We could use another shade of green and use the avocado. So if you look in these sparkle stars here on the back background paper, there's a dark green and there's an avocado green. So we could very much do that, or we could use, this has become my favorite, the bright white. So we could definitely use that as well. So I'm gonna go ahead and cut 2 pieces here that are 4 by 6 from that. We could double matte these as well to give it more depth as well as color. But I think, so what I'm doing here, you guys, is creating the mattes. And then you see here, there's these like journaling and the title on these 2 areas here. So what I could do is I could look at some of our mattes from our Variety Matte pack, and I'm just looking to see if we could cut any of these down in half that we could use potentially. Here we go. So we could use this, we could cut that down and use that as well. I'm just looking to see if there's anything else that we could use. We could also cut a piece of, we could also cut there. Well, nope, that's red. We don't want to use red on red. We could also cut a piece of, here we go. You see, so we could use a half of a matte here. Let's just, so these are 4.5 inches wide. But what I could do is kind of, you know, tuck this behind at an angle, straight on here. Right, so we would have our journaling there, and then maybe our title down here. So kind of work with it, or I could create some mattes that actually are the sizes, the 2x4 size that it's creating. But let's add some extra products in just to get an idea of what it's going to look like. So I'm going to go ahead and adhere all of these pieces to this base. So I want to make sure my spacing is the same between and in between there. So it's looking like I've got about 1/2 inch or so that will be in between all of the pieces. All right, and then we'll go ahead and add this white one. I love actually using white for my mattes. One of the reasons being is that then the colors from your photo like really pop off of it. So I want to keep all the spacing the same there, and then the same on the outside. So I'm going to make sure, again, that the spacing is the same. So I'll kind of put these up against each other and then pull them apart so I can see where that spacing comes. So is anybody else as picky as I am when it comes to placing your mats? I like to be very precise. You know, I don't measure, but I definitely take my time in placing my mats. There's nothing worse than looking at a scrapbook layout and seeing that, there we go, and seeing that they're not spaced properly. Okay, I'll just slide that. You know, I might turn this around. So I'm gonna make sure, I'm gonna center it, but I wanna make sure that it's level. There we go, so it's just tucked behind there. And then, so we have our journaling, so we could put our title over here. So let's go ahead and pull out our charm, Christmas charm. And it can already tell you, I think that possibly, well, it might be too, maybe if we go over here a little bit, or over, let's see, or we could do this one. And looking at our options here, we've got Holly Jolly. We could add there as our title. But we also have stickers that we can look at. So we can look here and maybe some title options. So we've got, oh, we've got Merry and Bright. What if we did that one instead of, and we could still put that with the tree there. Okay, I'll bounce this one up off of foam squares. And if you guys know me, you know I have an healthy/unhealthy relationship with foam squares. I love my foam squares, definitely for adding dimension. In there, and then I like to put the foam squares on and just kind of lay it out to make sure that in fact is where you want it before you adhere it. So I just took one of the foam squares off so I can see there. Also, let's look, we've got some, there's a present. We've got some gifts that we could definitely add here as well. So we could place the gift on the tree. And so that gives us our 3 elements that we need, sticking with the odd numbers. So which of you has a simple kit in your stash right now? Which of you are going to get off and go create using the measurements from just kind of stick those under there. All right, so there I've layered up my cluster. And we also have, then we can add something up here. And usually what I like to do is take an element from here and then add it up over on the other side. So in this case, let's see, I may have used all my present stickers. I have. So let's see if we have any of our present embellishments that we could add. So it just kind of makes it cohesive. You know, it's very possible I maybe don't have a present left, but I do have a smaller tree. So we could pull that up here as well. And then maybe we can pull in a smaller element that we have here. So maybe in this case, we'll pull in one of these adorable reindeer over the top. And then I kind of want to set it, you know, off to the side because I want to make sure I still have those lines left here. I'm going to kind of tuck that behind there. And then this one I'm going to put up on foam squares. Christy says all of them. Yay! You'll have to share after you create one of yours in a different collection. There we go. And then, gosh, maybe we could even, no, I think it's one of those things, you guys, that, here, that, I think I'm gonna leave it, because if I put something behind him here, it kind of makes it look like maybe it's coming out of his back end, and I don't like that. So let's maybe place a couple of, there we go, and maybe there's one more we can add. Looking to see if I have any of the lighter green. It's not looking like it. So we'll just go like this. So kind of just placing those in a triangle. There we go. So it's kind of snowing. We could have used the snowflakes, but I'm happy with that. So in this case, we're just pulling opposite sides here. So this would be what we have to go with. I always love, you guys, taking this then, so this would be the 2-page spread if you just left it alone. Well, Melissa doesn't leave things alone very well. And so I think, gosh, how awesome if we added just a little bit of the green to pull this green up to the gold, kind of balancing that out. So literally all we have to do is just take our green, I'm going to use our green plaid paper this time, and I'm going to cut 4 strips that are just 1/4 of an inch. It's amazing, you guys, what 1/4 of an inch will do to help balance and pull things together. Just to kind of balance the whole thing out. So 4 that are 1/4 of an inch, and then those pieces are 10 inches long. So I'll put these together again, and I'm just going to take and put them on top of each other like I did before. And then, well, come on, there we go. And cut 2 inches off. But you see how quickly we were able to just recreate that base. So here I'm just gonna take this and put it, I could either go along the top edge or I could pull it down if I wanted to. So you see how that just pulls that green. Victoria said she hasn't bought any of the page kits. We do understand that they are coming back for next year. Hopefully they're kind of the same platform because we've all started to love on all these different variations of them. There are still some left from this year. But you see how now just this one small strip of green really helps balance the green from the mats we have. The other thing that you could do for something like this, but it would depend on, okay, so here we have, you know, these sticker border stickers, and we could place those here along the seam if we wanted to. The other thing we could do is we could use, for instance, a border maker cartridge, do something that has a chain style border maker cartridge and punch borders, and they could go right over the top of these gold stripes or yellow stripes there. So lots of different ways that you can actually then kick this up another notch. But just recreating as the base from this kit is just amazing and creates a very visibly eye-catching 2-page spread. So awesome, you guys. That is what I have for you today. And I hope you guys are going to fall in love with simple page kits as much as I have. Again, don't forget to like, share, follow, subscribe, all of those fun things. You can also check out the classes that I offer at www.thecreativechatterbox.com. All right, you guys, love and blessings.